D-Generation, it's musician Jesse Malin. Next to him is the host of Fuse's Top 20 Countdown, the lovely and talented Allison the Dwarf Hagendorf.
Thanks.
And batting cleanup, which I assume in this case is a sports term, it's Dan St. Germain. You guys got your cards? Everyone ready? All right, good. Let's do this.
Yes.
Nickelback is scheduled to play the halftime show at the Detroit Lions game on Thanksgiving. But like most everywhere else in the world, people in Detroit are not necessarily Nickelback fans. In fact, 50,000 people signed a petition saying, quote, Detroit is home to so many great musicians and they chose Nickelback? Does anyone even like Nickelback? So Allison, the first question is obviously, does anybody even like Nickelback?
Absolutely not. It's brutal. It's sort of a constant regurgitation of the same sound. And I feel really bad for the Detroit fans because the Lions have sucked for years, and they are finally good, and they're hit with Nickelback.
Wow.
It's brutal. It's brutal.
My take is that Nickelback is kind of like Starbucks. It's like, you just know you're going to have diarrhea.
At least it's consistent.
Yeah, you know,
you can count on it. Yeah. So.
That's my experience anyway.
Yeah, they're the HPV of music. Everybody's got it, but no one wants to admit it.
Well, you guys feel bad for the people in Detroit, but Nickelback has to actually go out and play to people that really maybe don't want to see them. So you got to feel
That's
bad for they have to
true.
go and sell
I
the
do.
show. I once had to open up for Kiss, and we had everything thrown at us from tomatoes and fruit to dog collars and bottles of Rolling Rock, and we thought Bruce Springsteen was behind the stage because they were going, Bruce. I said, oh, they're not saying Bruce.
My question is, who the f brings tomatoes and fruit to a show?
I don't know.
It's a medieval audience.
Or some vegans.
We're going to go watch Kiss, we're going to make a fruit salad.
Birkenstock hit me in the head.
And then you had to listen to Kiss after all that.
I would like to applaud Chad Kroger's hair, though. It's really come a long way.
Yeah, she looks great,
It
right?
really-
She looks really good now.
Yeah. The hair has become personified. Yeah.
You see the part where the guy is trying to hold on to somebody who's drowning?
Yeah.
I bet you as soon as Nickelback played, he's like, you know what, it.
I'm out of here.
Let him go.
The last thing that dude saw was this. Over the years, Nickelback has sold 50 million albums. Their new one comes out next week. So, Dan, who is the type of person that's going to go out next week and buy the brand new Nickelback album?
Everyone with a neck tattoo. That's the answer.
I think a lot of Nickelback fans are sort of fans by force. So perhaps it's that person who works at the dentist office where they're shackled to terrestrial radio and they hear Nickelback every hour on the hour, and as a survival mechanism, they start to like it because they have
This
to.
is rock music.
Yeah.
Generic. Press the button. Rock band. There it is.
I mean, there's a space for this in music. As much fun as we like to make a Nickelback, and believe me, I love to make fun of Nickelback. But there's music for everybody, and this is just one of those generic, like you said, generic rock bands that get people through their day, and people that might not necessarily love music, but think that they like rock music, it's something to put on, and I can't do it anymore. I don't like Nickelback. I'm sorry.
Good-looking guys.
I'm not going to defend them anymore. Jesse, what other bands are popular but not necessarily cool?
Oh, that's a tough question. I was thinking about that. Maybe he's a nice guy, but Bon Jovi might fit into that. That's debatable, maybe. Some people think it's really uncool, and some people are like, no, I like Bon Jovi. It's, I have the T-shirt, and so I don't know. What do you think?
I'd say Bon Jovi.
Does that walk the line, or is it?
I'd say he's popular and maybe a little cool at this point.
He's cool at this
point.
I think
dude,
he's
earned the
cool.
cred. All right.
He was
You're
great
like
in
a
Sex
P-
in the City.
Yeah, if you're like a PTA mom, that's the song to bang to.
All right, so what about then Train?
Train is not popular nor cool. I'm sorry. Back in the day, if an audience cheered loudly enough at the end of the show, a band would come back out and give an encore, an extra song. But now encores are totally expected, just like the female orgasm. Females have orgasms? Is that for real? All right. So the question is, are encores a waste of time? Allison.
I think they are absolutely ridiculous. They've sort of become this cheap offering where the artist conveniently reemerges after not playing the massive hits that were curiously absent from the set. It's just ridiculous. It's just the most contrived thing.
But I think it's a total mutual fake out because the bands know that we're going to do it, the fans know we're going to do it. Just skip the bullshit, get to the hand job.
That's what I'm saying. Better communication.
And a lot of times we will be on stage and we'll just say, you know what? We're going to walk off stage, and no matter what, we're going to come back out and play 3 more songs. So you can stay around if you want, you can bail, whatever. Or sometimes we'll just say, you know what? Normally we walk off right now, but we're going to play 3 more songs and save everyone the trouble.
What I do appreciate, sometimes in encores, artists do an interesting cover.
Or it's
That
a
has
chance
become a little bit of
you
the
get
norm.
to walk off stage and freshen up. You're all stinky and sweaty. Some people do a costume change. But if people walk out, they'll miss an encore. They're like, I'm leaving. I'm going to get out before the rush, before the crowds, get to my car. And some bands don't just play the hits. Some bands will be like, Springsteen will play some weird song that, you'd be like, I left, I missed it. Or Green Day will burn the whole stage up and get naked, and you see Trey Cool's penis. And, But there is a change in the mode of the show that you could do in the encore. You could get into some other realm and put on your different Axl Rose, outfit and take the show to another level.
Yeah, I
Right.
think if you have enough songs to do an encore, then you can do. You can't be like, here's Ice Ice Baby again.
I've seen
It
bands
was
do that,
that
though. I have
good.
actually seen bands do that, where they play their hit at the beginning and they play their hit again at the end. I've seen that happen.
U2's done
Yeah.
that.
U2's done
Yeah,
that?
they did that with Vertigo.
Really?
I remember seeing that. That's where they played Vertigo twice.
That's weird because I don't go to see U2 because I'm a man. But it's cool.
I like you too. But I feel like
Put
if
on
you
a
get
good show.
too old, it's also weird. Like, I went to go see Robert Plant, it was great. But he kept coming out for encores, and it was like when your mom gets drunk on Christmas Eve and you just want her to go to bed. You're like, oh, one more time. Let's look for the photo booth and talk about what it was like to be young.
You know what, though? Robert Plant can do whatever he wants, so I would
Well,
have
the worst
stayed.
part is when people come out and nobody's clapping. They're just expecting it. Suddenly the band comes out and says, all right, come on, you going to wait at least? Or they get some roadie go, come on, don't you want Danzig? We're in Jersey, give it up.
Dan, what's more important to you, catching the encore or beating the traffic?
If you have to worry about beating the traffic, you shouldn't be at that concert. Like, if you're a Megadeth fan and you're worried about beating the traffic, you are no longer a Megadeth fan.
True.
Yeah.
But what about the time that my wife made me go to a Coldplay concert and
Right.
like 3 songs in, I'm like, we should probably head out. This place is gonna be a house in half an hour. Okay, so that's the last question for this topic. So you know what? You guys have been such a great crowd. We're gonna do one more question. Jesse, have you seen any great encores?
I guess I was saying earlier, like with Green Day, I've seen them just come out, destroy everything, light it on fire, get naked, break everything into pieces, and be like, all right, that's a good way to end the show. This is like, there's nothing left. They can't play anymore. There's not a piece of equipment. They don't have any clothes on. So
It's pretty special.
When we were talking about this subject, I had this idea that I think would be really cool. What you do is you play the show, you end the concert, thank you, good night, you walk off the stage, they turn the house lights on, people are like, really? They're not doing an encore? What a bunch of dicks. They walk out to their cars and you have a stage set out in the
that's
parking
awesome.
lot
Yeah.
where you're playing songs as people are walking out, and at the end of that, you've slashed all their tires. Thank you, good night! All right, that does it for this panel. Thanks for being here.